What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you, well, with another market watch today. Before I begin, make sure to go to my website, YuGiOh YGOPaisano.com. Got a lot of amazing field centers and tokens and all that on my website. Once again, it's YuGiOh People ask me a lot, V, when you come up with your sleeves or when you come up with a playmat. And the thing is, I can easily have that done today and make it available on the website tomorrow. The thing is, I want the best of the best. When I look at these field centers and these tokens, these to me are like the best of the best. And that's what I want to show to you. Whenever I talk about a product, a Yu-Gi-Oh product, the people who I talk with, whether it's Imperium Duelist, whoever, I say I will talk about yours if it's the best. It has to be the best. Because if it's garbage product, if it's some like stupid plastic deck box or some sleeves that will like tear apart the second you use them, to me that's not good enough. And if it's not quality that I'm going to use, why should I tell you to get it? It makes no sense to me. So once again, when I talk about these field centers, when I talk about these tokens, these to me are the highest quality, best of the best. To be honest with you, I dare to find something else better than these. These things are absolutely amazing, especially with the NFC tags to allow them to connect with your phone. I mean, just once again, like I said, the best of the best. It's on YuGiOhPaisano.com. All right, Crystal B Structure Deck. I love how Ash Blossom Joy Spring is starting to go like a little bit lower. To me, that's just funny because I mean, whatever. Like, everyone's gonna rather just buy the Crystal B Structure Deck. For the most part, I know I'm gonna be buying a playset of the Structure Deck. Let me know if you're buying a playset, but that's pretty much it. I mean, you get Dimension Shifter, you get Ash Blossom in here, you get Ghost Spell. Right at the get, it's worth it. And then you get some like Jesse Anderson cards. I'm a big fan of Crystal B, so it's cool to see this being done in a Structure Deck. Will it make Crystal B's good? No. My nose is stuffed. No, it's not going to make Crystal Beast good. Crystal Beast is going to still be hot ass. But it doesn't matter, because if you're a Crystal Beast fanboy, you already knew they were hot ass. You just like them. So, yeah, still really cool to see this, though. All right. Megatons, what's happening with the price point? Forbidden Drop, it used to be 26, now it's 28. Mark Rush should be 29. Part of Prosperity, 45s, and that's basically where it's hovering at. Everything pretty much is at a weird stasis. And I don't know what's going on. And comment down below if this has happened to you. I bought a lot of cards. I always buy cards like every week, a ton of cards on TCG Player, and I've been having a problem with like sellers sending the goddamn card. Tell me that's not just me. Like, I mean, not like one or two. Like if you bought, like I'll tell you right now, I bought 2 Prosperities and I think a Droplet, not too long ago, and the guy hit me. It put on the 20th, and I hit the guy. And I was like, hey, you gonna ship the card out? Whenever you know. And the guy's like, I'll ship it out yesterday, and he didn't. Like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's me. Maybe, I don't know. Every week I'm having a problem with sellers, and it's pissing me off. Send the fucking cards out. Is that happening to you? Like, our TCG Play sellers have they gotten brain dead? And these are star people. The people with little stars, but I think. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm really pissed because I want these fucking cards, and I want them today at my house. I don't want to wait because when I buy something, I want it. It's kind of how the thing exchange works, but I don't know. TCG Player, you need to get on the asses of all these sellers because not a lot of them are like getting the job done, number one. Number two, for the sellers that aren't verified on your website, work a better pathway through because a lot of them are scammers. Get on top of that. When I mean TCG Player, I really mean eBay. All right, looking at the prices though, Divine I heard used to be $6, I believe. Now it's up to $13. More and more, I once again wouldn't be surprised if this card goes up even higher in value, since the rest of this market really is just all over the place. And it's kind of weird to see that. Incredible Ecclesia used to be $3, now she's $5. Bro, nobody is caring about Incredible Ecclesia like that. Like, the only players that care about is Sword Source, and they own the card already. So why is that $5? Once again, like I said, the prices of these Megatons, I explained it last Wednesday, are still not stabilized. I still think they're kind of crazy, and being the fact that it's Friday and a lot of you players are buying these cards to get ready for this weekend, whatever event's happening, the prices are all over the place. I know one thing that's not happening, the goddamn ban list. Now, we can make a lot of predictions as far as when the ban list is supposed to come out. I predict that the reason why the ban list is taking so long, because something in the Megatons is going to be hitting the ban list. Kind of predict that's going to happen. Not a crazy prediction, but, I mean, it does make sense that we haven't got a ban list yet, and the Megatons are out, okay? Fine, sure. What's going on with the ban list, though? Oshi is on their second one since our last one, and we're still sitting here waiting. And it's not good for a multitude of reasons. Number one, the secondary market is getting beat. Number two, nobody's buying cards at their stores, because why would they want to? I mean, it makes no sense, because once again, why would you buy some cards if they might get in the ban list, or they might not be used if a ban list hit was happening to other cards? And more importantly, other Yu-Gi-Oh events. I did a video yesterday about remote duels. What's going on with this? Let's get ready. Come on, like, give me a ban list already. Runic tip as a CR is $105 to the CR. That's insane. The price point of this card was never as high, but now it's just, once again, more all-time highs. Runic Fountain CRs is roughly around $60. But you can still get tip ultra rares for like 30, 35. Fountains are actually kind of cheap. They're roughly around $13 to $15. So relatively expensive if you do want to play Runics. Hugin used to be $6 though, and now Hugin's anywhere from $13 to $15 a copy. You really need 2 of these cards. So if someone has 3 lulls, you don't need a 3rd one unless you're playing a pure Runics. And if you're playing pure Runics, it doesn't matter because you're probably not going to win compared to the Sprite Runic decks that I feel like are just more consistent. And I think that's the issue with a lot of other variations of Runics. Even though I think Sky Striker Runics are good, we still have Anti-Spell in this game, and that card's kind of good too. Then we have Primal Plan Paralino. I said this card's going down in value. So has it? When this card first debuted, it was roughly around $105. Stabilized around 100, then 95, then 90. As we're filming this video currently today, once again, verifiable sales. Allegedly, we have some that's holding the card price point now roughly around the $80 mark. So I think it's fair to say, I mean, once again, you can look online right here, like me. The price point of Primal Plan Paralino on a Friday, which is normally the day Yu-Gi-Oh! Players start buying cards for the weekend, I think it's fair to say the price point has now went down to $80. Now, once again, that's nowhere near the $60, $70 price mark, but $80 is a pretty fair price, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm like this close to just buying this card and calling it a day. That's not a bad price point for this field spell. We are seeing some builds also. Another little important point to note is the fact that this card's actually seeing some play as a 2-of in some decks as well. So that might also have an impact on the price point of the card. Or, once again, like I said, it might be the 2022 Megatins being expensive still that's making Yu-Gi-Oh! Players dumb their Primal Plan Paralino. I really don't know why they would do that when the shoes are coming out, but then again, they might be doing it because they might be getting ready for Blackwings. Once again, I don't know why. One thing I want to say is, the filming of this video, the price point of this card is now $80. And I predicted to go a little bit lower. I said it before, I'll say it again. 70 to 80 is probably the good price of this card. Maybe even 60. And I do see this card hitting $75 relatively soon. But $80 is still not a bad price to buy it, if they ship the goddamn card out on time. Then we have Sprite Elf Power the Elements. This card actually went as low as roughly around $10 a copy. And once again, verifiable sales have this card roughly around $22 a copy for this card. Why? Because when this card first came out, everyone said you need 2, and they weren't wrong. If you're looking at this card, you need 2. If you're playing T-Elements, the hybrid versions, you need 1. Sprites, you need at least 2. But at least is not guaranteed. We are seeing a lot of builds play 3 Sprite Elves. They're playing it because if you're playing Sprites and you're playing the mirror match or any kind of grind game, you absolutely need 3 of this card. Now, do I recommend you should go ahead and grab 3 right now? Probably not. I want to show you something really important. The price point of this card in the past month has been doing is it's been fighting anywhere from $15 to where you saw $22 to kind of stabilize. But it's still, look at this chart. This is not a healthy chart. It's still fighting to stabilize. I don't think the price point of Sprite Elf will go up any higher. I think it will slowly start decreasing down. Will it go back down to 9? Not in the short future. I do think it'll go to roughly around 15, maybe 12, maybe. But realistically, $15 is where I think Sprite Elf is going to be hovering around for a good amount of time. Ghost rares are just not, they don't hit like they used to, right? I mean, number 1 on our Ghost Rare from Legendary Duelist, Duelist on the Deep, Ghost Rare has tanked. This card price point when it first debuted was roughly around $46. Nobody bought it. And the price point right now, filming of this video, is $22 a copy. It's just sad to see this because when you heard Ghost Rares in the past, Ghost Rares, not from the past, but like a couple of years ago, you said Ghost Rares, we're talking money, okay? We're not talking peasant stuff. In fact, you know what? Get the poor people out of the way. People want money coming through when you said Ghost Rares. Now, if someone says Ghost Rares, you're like, which one? The peasant ones or the ones that are not for the peasants? Because if it's like, whatever, can we just like get them out the way? And it's kind of sad to see Konami do this. Konami saw Ghost Rares as an option to print cards at a higher rarity that obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are going to want. Whether it's competitive, not competitive, or in the middle ground, which I think this is. It's a Time Wizard format card. The issue with all this is, well, they kind of didn't hit the right card. Like, I understand they want to put a card in a set and make it a Ghost Rare. That's kind of cool. But you're doing, like, the goofy ones. Like, you're not doing, like, Ghost Rare Infinite Permanents, Ghost Rare Ash Blossom with Joy Spring, Ghost Rare Ghost Ogre, any of the Ghost Girls, Ghost Rare makes sense. You're not even doing that. You're like, you know what they want Ghost Rare? Number 101 Silent Honor Arc. Nah, it'll hold good value. It's detached to take a monster. It's low too low for monsters, no big deal. Like, and then they're like, in the next breath, so sprites, those level 2 monsters, not level 4 monsters. Like, what are you doing? There's so many other cards you could have had as Ghost Rare, besides level 1 on one side on an arc, that would have actually held great value. And the reason why this card is so cheap is because everyone pulled it and said, yep, and then threw it on the market. And that's why the price is so low. Speaking of things that are just low, tanking, Demon King Regulus used to be like the card. I still think it's kind of cool. I kind of like this card. I don't own it, but I kind of like it. Looking at the card right now, the price of this card is roughly around $30 for the King. The King has gotten so weak. The only real decks I used Demon King Regulus was Strikers, barely, but they did. And of course the ABC variant hybrids, what have you. And what happened? Well, those combo decks got pushed aside, but a new combo decks that got debuted, and I would argue the new combo decks are not only good at comboing, but you could take Sprite and Telements and make it a combo deck, or you could also play it as a mid-range deck. And I think this is why these decks are liked so much. Like, you can say whatever you want about the game, but we basically have 2 tier 1 decks that are ripping up the entire meta, and nobody's really complaining about the decks, and that's kind of new for me, because everyone's complaining at the cards like Mystic Mind, like rightfully so, but no one's saying, oh, I'm so bored of playing Sprites and Telements. No one's saying that. Why? Because Sprites have so many variations and builds, Telements have so many variation builds, and if you get Demon King Regulus, you got 2. Strikers or ABCs. And they might not be as consistent as Telements and Sprites, obviously, because the Telements and Sprites are tier 1 decks. So it's a really interesting time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where we have 2 decks that are the most dominant decks in the game, arguably. I still think there's a lot of other better decks. Well, for fun, to enjoy and be competitive, not just pure competitive. But what we're seeing is Yu-Gi-Oh! Players not really complain about it, and it's kind of fun. Like, I don't think no one has really mentioned this, but like, seriously, Konami, like, make more of these kind of decks. We're okay with 2 deck tier 1 metas, as long as those 2 tier 1 deck metas are toolboxy, where we can like take things and throw them out and change things up. Like, I'm having fun with that. This is a Lego format with 2 Lego pieces that we're all playing. Once again, going back to the price of Demon King Regulus, it's not a Lego format card, so obviously it doesn't really work as good. The price point of this card being roughly around $30 is not a bad price, but to be honest with you, when's the next time you can see this card actually see play? Hopefully when the maids come out and we get Strikers, maybe then? Probably not, but still cool to think nonetheless. Hey, Flunnery players, way to stick up the... I'm trying not to curse my videos because like YouTube doesn't like it, and like... I might have kids watch my videos, and if you're a kid and you watch my videos, I mean, alright, I guess so, but like, I was looking at my YouTube analytics. Where's my YouTube analytics? Hold on, I have it on another tab. I want to share it with you. Here we go. Before Flunneries. Alright. So 18 to 24 is 21.9%. 25 to 34 is 67.5%. 35 to 44. Let's go! The winners! 9.3%. I got this guy 65% oh high. I got Yoda watching me. That's kind of interesting. And then females 0.5%. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck, chat. I don't think there's not one chick that watches me. Yeah, I'm good looking. Yeah, it's a fact. It's obvious. And I've been working out. Thanks for noticing. But 0.5%, I think it's just dudes that put it on there just to cap. And 99.5%, those most honest guys in the world. 40% use aren't subscribed, and that's kind of lazy. But that's whatever. I'm not gonna mess with you. If you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to. You should, but that's fine. That's fine. I mean, there's other market-watch content creators out there that are nowhere near as good as me, and other YouTubers out there nowhere near as good as me. Maybe you should, you know what? Maybe you should subscribe. 59.9% subscribed though. Respect you, paisanos. The only people that don't subscribe are peasants. All right, looking over Flunneries and the Advent and Adventure of Out of Battle with Chaos, this Ultra Rare did not get a reprint. Being the fact that they didn't get a reprint, Flunnery players thought it was a good idea to buy its cut out and stick up the ass of everybody else who's buying the Flunneries and Megatins. And you know what? As a fellow Flunnery player, I respect it. I respect it a lot. Is that Megatins coming out? We're gonna have more of us? Nah, no fucking shot. Make them pay. Good job, Flunnery players. Like, I respect the living crap out of this decision. Like I was saying, we have 2 tier 1 deck metas, but Flunneries is always there, and they just come out of nowhere, like Mermos kind of do at regionals, like the beginning of a new format, and shock on your face if you think you're only playing against Sprite and Tiers. I love the crap out of this. I could do an entire video how much I love Flunneries, and it's only because they literally are beating you from the sky. You're on the ground over here, ducking, avoiding, watching the tanks that are Telements and Sprites, and Flunneries are in the sky just dropping fucking eggs in your head. It's goofy. Anyway, current price point of this card, once again, like I said, is roughly around 22.50, about 23 bucks. Let's round up. Let's not be lazy. For this card, you need 3 of these, by the way. It's not like I'll just play 2. All right, you're just poor enough to buy it. You can't buy a 3rd one. That's fine, but like whatever. You can walk around 1 shoe. But I'm going to call you out for not having a shoe. This card's definitely a snap 3 of if you're looking to play. Hopefully it doesn't get a reprint, though. I really hope it doesn't get a reprint. So the poor people can play with us. Chris on Need a 5 Ultimate Rare. Chris on Need a 5 Ultimate Rare at OTS Summer Pack 13 has tanked in value. The value of this card used to be like insanely high. Look at this. Look at this. Ugh. Beautiful. $154. Oh, the good old days. Now the price point of this card is roughly around $38. If this card's not on the ban list, or if the ban list doesn't release something crazy like Maxi to like lower the power creep of this card, this will probably be one of the best buys, like post ban list. I'm not even joking you. Yes, Crystal Needle 5 did get an ultra rare print things, but that just kills the value of the ultra rare. Crystal Needle 5's value was always going down because it wasn't seeing as much play. But the card's still a really good card. And I think Crystal Needle Fiber at OTS 1 Pack 515 Ultimate Rare is probably one of the best gems depending how badly the ban list runs out. Nibiru and Nibiru has been going down for a while, but still sees a lot more play, especially against Telements, because Telement players started being slick at the last YCS, and they were just eating nibs all day long. All day long. And if you played whatever deck featuring Nib, you basically had to buy if you open Nib against Telement players. They run right into it. No big deal. Look at the current price point of the card, roughly around $145. It quickly starts going up to almost near $150, though. I want to throw that out there. And yeah, Nibiru Ultimate Rare looks really good, especially the American misprints. Look at that 0. Ridiculous. But looking at Nibiru, I also think that this is still a really good card, and still is going to see play. Let's say Maxi does come off the ban list. Let's say it does. You think people are not going to play this card? I doubt that. I think people are going to play Nibiru Department Being, even if Maxi was to come with the bans. Hypothetically speaking, of course, okay? Country buttholes for people that are having Maxi PTSD. What I'm trying to say is this card comes off the ban list, and I mean, Maxi comes off the ban list, this card's still needed. In fact, it's even cooler because if you get this card, after one takes a Maxi challenge, this card is the ultimate answer to that challenge. So maybe you don't need to play 3 Nibiru Department Beings, sure, but you still need to play this card. Now, of course, this is Ultimate Rare, but it did also get reprinted recently, and it's kind of cheap, actually. Besides Go Rare, have respect for yourself. 10 Ancient Gods Nibiru is $2.50. Not bad, to be honest with you. And then we have Appaloosa Boulder Goddess. I want to... everyone should own one. Don't own the gold. Spend a couple of bucks. Get an ultra rare. Looks infinitely better. Even though that gold artwork looks nice, over here looks really nice. I mean, it's that gold looks so rough, man. But yeah, why is Appaloosa going up so high in value? Well, it's probably because it's basically the Stardust Dragon of Lynx. IP, Black Rose Dragon. And I think as time goes on, YuGiOh, and I do think Konami is going to reprint Appaloosa, in my opinion, as well as IP. They're going to make more printings. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But I think, just like Stardust Dragon and Black Rose Dragon, they were used throughout the beginning of a majority of Synchro era. And I think what we're going to see here is Appaloosa always being a card to come in and out of decks throughout any era, especially now with Lynx, until we get a new game mechanic, as well as IP Masquerena. So even though I like this card a lot, and I went crazy to go ahead and get the Starlight Rare, I traded my butt off, I spent money, I love this card. The Starlight Rare, I mean, to be honest with you, as long as you have one Appaloosa, because you might need it. Don't make an excuse for why you don't have it because you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever do that? You ever, like, not have a card and go, that card's probably shit anyway. No. Just, you don't have it. It's whatever. Just like, whatever. But, like, test it out online. Try it out. Like, don't devoid yourself because you don't have the opportunity to get a card yet. You can always trade or buy the card later on. More than likely trade. No big deal, though. Another thing that someone was talking about in one of my videos, and I should have put the comments out. I'm really lazy in this video, but this video is coming out a lot later than I wanted to. Was the production quality of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and what's going on with the production quality of all these cards? It's a great question, to be honest with you. The answer is really simple. About a year ago, maybe sooner, we were getting a lot of leaks, and technically speaking, we are still getting leaks from the factory that makes all these cards. And I think Konami, and this is Konami, my Konami conspiracy, but I think Konami said, all right, screw those kids. We're going to go find another company that makes cards. There's not many of them, and we're going to use these people. And because of that, we're getting crappy card stock. They could have did it to save money, or they could have did it to hide secrets, but nevertheless, we're getting crappy card stock. And what was happening here, and it's so interesting, is because we were getting, like, pretty decent card stock for a while. Like, I pointed to Crystal Needle Fiber. That's pretty decent card stock. But we also have problematic card stock, like Nibiru, which maybe you could say is a printing error, sure, but even with the Megaton stuff, I'm seeing online a lot of Megaton errors that are being shipped out. And I personally think the reason why that's happening, obviously because of the pandemic, but more importantly, because of companies and how some companies won't shut the, like, listen, it's whatever. I don't mind when new stuff gets leaked out because I'm a viewer, I'm a player, I like to see what it is, get ahead of the game, it's an advantage. I'm in, sure. With that said, though, I think Konami's just changing around, companies are changing around as well to keep a tight lid on the release of some of these cards. Because people know these are worth money, like a lot of money. Imagine having access to Ultimate Red Nibiru before anyone else did. Imagine being an OTS Tournament Pack 11 and getting a 14 Nibiru, or even 13, and getting a place at Ultimate Red Nibiru. That puts you so ahead of everything, whether it's the market, whether it's a meta, whether it's understanding of what to buy, what to sell. This is massive news. Imagine knowing in OTS Tournament Pack 13 that Nib is going to be the Ultimate Red at a 14. You would sell your Nibs because they were insanely high at the time. So I think that's why the card stock is so goofy and weird. Within the Megatons and all these other sets. Hopefully it does get adjusted. And I wouldn't be surprised if Konami really breaks down that and tries to get that adjusted. They're not going to keep releasing crap product. They really know it doesn't serve them well. So I just want to really comment that really quickly in this video. Like I said, make sure to go to my website, YuGiOh YGOPaisano.com. The greatest website, best field centers, best tokens ever. If your friend says he's the best field center token, just look at him and say, we're not friends anymore. He's lying to you. You shouldn't accept that from a friend. Friends in the light of friends, friend. So, once again, go to YuGiOh YGOPaisano.com. Check it out. It's your boy V. And you boys will have a great day.